eyes. And bite your head. Ah. 1, 2. Hi guys! Dem Cosplay Girl is here.
So we have a super exciting video for you guys today that was super requested.
Highly requested.
And it is how to deal with cosplay and your parents.
Damn.
Cosplay and parents, not parents cosplaying, but
That'd be really scary.
how to get your parents to cosplay.
Don't. We already made a video about how to deal with anime and your parents, and a lot of people wanted to see us do cosplay because we're a cosplay channel.
Kind of wanted to do the bondage. The binder video.
Fiona wants to do bondage. She's great.
That's so embarrassing. Why was I saying bondage? We kind of wanted to do the binder video and the cosplay video back to back since it's kind of related. It's both kind of trying to persuade your parents to do things.
Yeah, don't worry.
How to manipulate people.
This is our last really talky video.
Yeah,
we're gonna have some more funny stuff in the future.
Lighthearted.
We're sorry. Warning. Before you watch this video, you need to re-evaluate yourself. This list of things to help you can only work if you have this following number of things going for you. Good grades. No criminal record. Probably not doing drugs or doing them safely or your parents don't know.
Obviously you don't have to be a star student, but if you go up to your parents and try and it doesn't even matter if it's cosplay, just anything in general, and you're trying to persuade your parents to let you do something and you're spiraling down into the depths of hell,
you're failing,
the chances are of them saying yes is like
slim to none.
Chances are if you're watching this video you're below the age of 15, 16.
Point number 1. Choose your costume wisely. This is a really important thing to do. If this is your first time cosplaying, you go up to your parents and say, "Mom, can I cosplay Yoko from Gurren Lagann?" The chances are she's going to say no. Why is my daughter dressing like a prostitute?
Or at least that's what she thinks it'll be.
You have to be really wise about what you choose to wear and what your cosplay will be, or at least for your first cosplay.
Yeah. Don't pick a character from, for example, like if it was our first cosplay and we went up to our parents and was like, "Mom, Dad, we want to cosplay Stocking or Panty from Panty and Stocking," and our parents were like, "Okay, well, let me just look at it," and your parents then are nosy enough to go on Google and research it, and they see
the GIF of Panty smacking some boners.
Yeah, the content of the video will then and as a last resort, although this is a really difficult, like,
and dangerous
thing to tiptoe around, is if you really need to, you can change at the convention because there are washrooms there. But if your parents find out that you went against what they said, they will probably lose their trust in you. So it's kind of like, if you do this, you need to do it well, or else you will get in some deep caca. Okay, so number 2 is who's paying for it, how expensive will it be. Cost is a huge determining factor for your parents, because chances are if you're below the age of 15, your parents are most likely going to be either paying for all of it or paying for some of it or chipping in to some extent, because it is realistically a relatively expensive hobby. So for your first costume, do not choose anything extremely complicated or extremely expensive, because they're probably not gonna like the idea of that.
Picking a character whose clothing are more on the normal side might be a better option for you, not only because you can use it multiple times so your parents can see more use in you having it, but it's also easier to come across. If your parents don't want you to order things online a lot, you can get them at thrift stores or like Walmart or Target. You can find those things there, and it'll just make your parents feel more maybe at ease because they know that you're not getting some deluxe pink frilly CL dress that you're only gonna wear once a year.
Yeah, because I think that was one of the biggest issues my parents had with it first, was they were like, why are you gonna spend so much money on something and never wear it again? Wear it around the house, just when they're home, just to kind of show that you are.
And be like, look at it.
Yeah, I love this so much. Blah, 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 blah.
Number 12. You can use this to convince your parents you're gaining valuable life skills from creating your own cosplays. Mom, Dad, I'm learning how to sew. I can sew my own clothes. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it amazing?
Beneficial skills. Try and think of the beneficial things you can gain from cosplaying. Gaining more confidence in yourself, meeting new friends, learning how to sew.
There's lots of things that can benefit you, or at least you can benefit you, that you can tell your parents about from cosplay.
Number 4 is pocket money. So again, chances are you're below the age of 15, so you're not really working. So maybe try and babysit, dog walk, do some chores around the house. Even if you do manage to buy your costume through a thrift store, then chances are you're still gonna need the wig, unless your character has like exactly the same hair as you. You're still gonna need a wig.
Avoid buying your wig.
Yeah, like I would just,
If you really need to, but I would recommend
try
highly
and
avoiding
avoid any party costume stores. Like I know you can go to like salons and get like natural looking wigs if your character has like natural looking hair, and maybe you could do something with that, but like I would try and avoid any costumey stores.
Number 5. This one is an important one
Really
because
important.
at a young age, or at least younger than 16, especially when you're a preteen, I find that we can get a little whiny and annoying. If you ask your parents, Mom, Dad, can I cosplay? And your parents say,
No.
but Mom, can I cosplay? Can we buy my cosplay today? How about tomorrow? Can we get it next
And you
week on
do
the
this
weekend?
over and over again, they are going to pull their hair out, and there's going to be no way.
They're not going to let you do it.
They're
Just gonna be like, if you talk about it one more time, I'm banning you from the internet.
Make sure when you do ask them about cosplay, or like even going to a convention, it's this general rule about asking your parents for anything really, is give them a good amount of time before the event. So if you're like, Mom, Dad, I want to cosplay, and you have this cosplay planned for a convention coming up, don't do it a week beforehand. Do it like 4 months beforehand. That way it gives your parents lots of time to think about this.
This is a big topic, number 6. This one is, I think, probably one of the most frequent things, and I think maybe it's less to do with the cosplay and more to do about actually going to a convention in cosplay.
Yeah.
Or even just as a normal person. Not all creeps, in quotation marks.
Not everyone at conventions are creepy. I know that's like a huge stereotype that every opposite gender, especially like guys, like I know guys, I feel really bad, they get this like label where they're like, if they are attending a convention, they're automatically like creepy anime fans. That is like
stalking the pretty
totally
girls.
not it. That's totally not it. Like we've met so many nice people at conventions before.
Very respectful, very nice. There is always gonna be someone, but it's not difficult. It's very easy to avoid them completely.
Yeah, and that's also like in the real world, but
In the real world.
like everyday life, there's always the chance of someone being creepy. It's wherever you go, and you just need to know how to put your foot down and say no when you're feeling uncomfortable.
Just walk away. One time, we took the subway home from a convention. I think we told this story in a different cosplay story. And there's a guy on the subway who was like, psh, 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 come here, pussycats. Psh, 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 you girls are beautiful. And he was creepy, but you know what we did? We didn't acknowledge him. We didn't make eye contact.
No.
And just walked away.
Like if, let's say someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, can I take a picture with you? And you're like, sure. And then they're like, sure. And then they like put their arm around you and they're like, and they're like, surprise. Or they're like getting really close
Touching
to
your
your
butt.
and you're feeling really uncomfortable. Back away and be like, whoa, not cool. Like we've had that happen before, and like literally you just have to be like, stop.
Just be like, and move their hand. Just
If it gets really bad, tell con security. They're there for a reason. But that's again like 1%, not even like 0.5% of the convention is creepy. Aside from that, there's like so many amazing, cool people.
So, if you guys think that you want your parents to kind of see how a convention is, there are lots of convention videos that you can show your parent. I would recommend, and Fiona would recommend, watching the video over before you show it to your parents so that there's nothing weird in the video, because obviously there are some things your parents might find alarming, like cosplayers with big boobs that are very exposed, hump lines.
That's a very popular thing in conventions, and it's normal to us con-goers, but for your parents who are a generation behind you,
They're just like,
and they're like,
what are they doing?
flippity flapjacks is that?
If you really need a video that you want to show your parents, we have a couple of videos. We have one on our channel and one on our old channel.
We'll link them down below. Completely PG-13, people.
There's nothing inappropriate, I don't think.
Besides, we're great role models.
Exactly. We're teaching.
just make sure to show them the, watch the video a few times beforehand, because you don't want to like show them the video and you're like, look mom and dad, and then you click on it and immediately there's this like,
hello,
even though there's nothing wrong with it, but there's this girl right at the beginning of the video and her voluptuous tatas are like,
they're like, hello.
They're like, hi guys.
You may think it's okay, and I think it's okay, and Fiona thinks it's okay, and the world, our world, thinks it's okay, but your parents' world is like, why is she dressed like that out in public?
So yeah,
porn star.
it depends on who your friends are, you know, kind of thing, because I think like my parents want to know that I'm with safe people and I'm with responsible people.
Yes, I'm responsible.
And they don't want me going with strangers. So I think if you could get like a ride or go with a really close friend, that would even like persuade them even more.
Or if your parents are okay with it but they're still very confused and are really unsure about especially conventions, take them with you. I know I did that. I took my mom with me to my first convention. She hated it, but she knew I had a lot of fun, so I can go by myself now every year.
So this is our last tip/step. Number 7 is compromise. Be mature about it. Don't whine. Do not complain. Sucking up a little bit never hurt. Work really hard at school.
Manipulate the crap out of your parents. Do lots of laundry, do lots of dishes, do all kinds of stuff and be like, I love you, Mom. I really do. You're a great parent. That's what my mom says whenever I do that. The bottom line is, though, at the end of the day, your parents have the final say. Sadly. But sometimes people need a little explaining to get to know what things are. Don't give up immediately, but don't annoy the hell out of your parents.
Your parents are your parents, and they're really influential,
especially if you're younger.
Yeah, but at the same time, like sometimes when my dad says no to things, I know that he just needs to be like a little more open-minded towards it, and I maybe try again like a week later. I don't immediately give up.
So before we go, I have a really close friend on Twitter who watches our videos, and I'd just like to say, happy birthday, Sabrina! Yay, you're 16 now, you're almost an adult.
I don't know you very well, but from the times I've spoken to you on Twitter, on our channel Twitter, you're a very sweet person and you're selfless.
Thank you for being a good friend and
a good citizen to the world.
Thanks for being cute. Good job.
Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And
follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I don't think. Whoa.
Alright, so see you next time.